we'll get started. Roll call. Devin?
Here.
Lori?
Here.
Stan?
Here.
Sandy?
Present.
Chief?
Here.
And John. Okay, we don't have any minutes from the last meeting, so we don't have anything to approve. Amendment and approval of the meeting agenda. Does anyone have any amendments?
I have an addition.
Okay, what is it, Stan?
Okay, on new business, make it E after D.
Okay.
The street light across the street from my place, where Bob Gubernick used to live, I guess it's 304. No, it'd be 305 probably, South Nordic. I called Public Works and they haven't done anything about it. I'm getting tired of it.
What's the problem with
It
it?
don't work, that's
It
the
doesn't
problem.
work? Okay.
It's been that way for a month or two.
Okay. Any other additions or corrections? Deletions? Okay. Okay, visitors' views related to the agenda. We don't have any visitors. Visitors' views unrelated to the agenda. Again, no visitors. Staff report. So whoever wants to start first.
I will go. I didn't, Sandy, Fire Department, I didn't prepare anything formally. Just was working through the budget. We've been doing some classes. We did a wilderness first responder course, and it was served as a dual certification with emergency trauma technician, and we had 11 people attending that, brought an outside instructor in for it. We had 7 people attend a refresher course for emergency medical technician 2 and 3. 5 of them were 2s and 2 of them were 2s. 5 of them were 2s, EMT 2s, and 2 of them were EMT 3s. Recerted 2 people down to the EMT 1 level from EMT 2. That was their choice based on use of their skills and aging out. So they opted to recert down a level. Other than that, we're continually looking for volunteers. Chief Weldy, Doug Weldy, resigned from the department after 50 years and 1 month of fire service. Currently, Dave Berg is the acting chief. The membership volunteers will vote in a chief at the next business meeting, which is April 4th. And then that will be, usually it has to go before the borough to approve that, and the borough's never gone against what the volunteers want as far as the chief goes. I stepped down as lieutenant. Devin Bennett was promoted to fire lieutenant. And then based on whatever happens with the election, there will probably be another officer change, either an addition or a promotion. I don't know, something like that. So kind of having a little shake up, growing at the fire department. Search and rescue is going well. Junior firefighter program, I think, is finishing up in April. They're still doing classes. We're in the works of planning a family activity day, April 6th. And that's open to the public and their families. It's a good opportunity to see what we do and to look around the fire station and hopefully recruit new volunteers. I think that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Sandy?
No.
Okay, how many junior firefighters do you have in that?
I'm going to defer to Devin. 8.
8. Well, I think we're down to 7 at the moment. Yeah,
Okay,
but
thank you.
8 through the year primarily.
Okay, Chief?
The Petersburg Police Department hosted active shooter training for the United States Coast Guard. We had roughly 18 to 20 participants in it. One of the Alaska State Troopers was involved in it with us. We had some of our guys go through it. We used airsoft weapons, pistols and rifles in the Ocean Beauty bunkhouse. We had volunteers from all over want to participate to be shooters. The Harbor Department volunteered, so they were our bad guys. That training went really well. We certified all the people that went to the training for it. We had a team building exercise, Police vs. Coast Guard, Police won
Excellent.
twice.
I'll show them.
And then, let's see, we hired one of our new dispatchers, Emerald Garza. She's in her second week of training now for dispatcher. And the film crew is here filming. They're going to take a break from March 10th to the 17th, and then they'll be back to film. The reason why they're taking a break... Huh?
We're in March now.
Yeah, sorry, April. They're taking a break April 10th through the 17th, and then that will push them over so that they can cover Mayfest this year.
Nice.
They asked us what type of crime happens during Mayfest, and we told them that it really wasn't crime, it was just everyone getting together in the community, having a good time, and if they want to see what a small town does and the type of involvement there is, to come to that. So that's what they're doing.
Sounds great.
That's it.
Okay. And did you want to say anything on the parking thing you wrote up, or just have it as, you know?
Oh, that's in the new business.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get excited.
Okay.
Okay, new business. We'll go on to that. Street parking.
Okay. There was a question about how far a vehicle had to move as it related to the 24-hour parking. And per the ordinance 11.56.050, parking no more than 24 hours, a vehicle may not remain parked or standing within one location or parking space in excess of 24 hours upon any bridge, causeway, street, highway, other public area within the city, and no such sign giving notice, therefore, is necessary for this regulation to be in effect. I think the biggest thing was, the complaint was the vehicle or boat being parked in front of the person's house. And this is just a reactive sort of call. We're not out there proactively enforcing this ordinance, but if we do get a call, we will go out, notify the person. We're not just going to give them a citation. We'll tell them that they need to move it. And then that's the way it goes. And this is what the question was, how far they had to move it. So for this, it looks like they need to move one parking stall, or at least one location from where the vehicle was at.
Thank you. And then, do you want to go on to relocation?
Okay, the next thing is the relocation of the flashing school zone sign. And so I talked with Power and Light, and they came up with, there's that second photo where the 25-mile-an-hour sign is right next to the pole. They said if we put the sign at that location, they can tap into the power there at that pole, and they actually offered to use their auger to make the hole, and so it's not going to cost us anything except for just the time for the people to do it. That's it.
Why are we doing that?
One of the biggest things is you have all the kids, they come down off all those streets onto Wrangell Avenue. Then they have that stretch of Wrangell Avenue from, what is that? Is that Goffin, or? It's the one that just before they go up to,
Lighthouse Church, where you turn and go up toward the lighthouse.
yep, so from Goffin all the way, it would start just past Goffin, so that people turning off onto Wrangell Avenue, as soon as they turn on it, they would hit that flashing sign, reducing the speed limit, and all the kids coming off of all those streets, I mean, the speed limit's 25 right now, and so if we reduce it down to the 15, it's safer for the kids along Wrangell Avenue for that stretch before they get up into the Parks and Rec area, where most of them cut up in there to cut across and go to school. So it gives them just that extra little safe area on Wrangell Avenue.
Okay, I just was curious.
Yep. This came about last year sometime. They were talking about reducing the speed limit there because the kids, when they leave school, they're going fast, and So then that also helps out with the enforcement too. I mean, it stretches out because currently they can go 25 all the way down to the corner, and then they just have that little section when they're missing
Okay,
the whole purpose of it.
Thank you.
So,
sounds reasonable.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for getting that done. That's excellent, especially the price is right.
yeah. So if that's something you guys want to move forward with, if you guys let me know, we can move forward with it, and I'll let them know that they can move it as soon as they can.
Would someone like to make a motion, Deborah?
I'd like to move to make that happen.
I'd like to second it.
Okay. Any discussion? No? Call for the vote?
Aye.
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 Aye. It's unanimous.
All right, we'll make it happen.
Okay, Sandy?
I do not have a policy done yet. I have been obtaining examples from other communities, what they use, and the policies that, for sounding the siren, what they use it for, that type of thing. And then to have a template of some type of format to develop this policy. So I apologize. The next meeting, I will have you a draft.
Okay.
Didn't Sitka have one? Did Sitka have one when we were there for that?
Okay,
Is this draft just going to cover, I mean, I guess I don't know, is this just for the earthquake tsunami warnings or?
So we, the sirens that we have are all hazard sirens. In our emergency operation plan, which is very outdated, there is an emergency alert system policy in there that says when we will sound the alarm, what it sounds like. The policy that I'm looking to develop is to enhance that and to include who's allowed to push the button, who's allowed to determine when to push the button, and then what we're pushing the button for. So basically, it'll just be enhancing what we already have and updating it.
Thank you.
Because there's lots of opinions on when we should use the siren and how we should use the siren. So.
Great.
any other questions or concerns? Okay, the ditch by the pilot. Any information on that, or questions or concerns, or?
I brought that up last time. I think there ought to be some kind of a warning right there at the end where that, at the end of the Wells Fargo parking lot. When that ditch is filled with snow, people, and I've done it, and I'm not the only one, you tend, when you're trying to make the corner, particularly turning right to go down toward the harbor office, you can break through the snow or you miss and you're going to wind up in a ditch, plunk. There ought to be one of those road signs there.
Do you know, would it be on private property or on the public?
I would, well, how much does the city claim beyond what
That's what I'm
they?
wondering if we know.
It's not going to hurt anybody, it's going to save people grief at some point, maybe from taking a swing arm out of their front end on the right side. All the city has to do is punch a hole with their auger and put one of those galvanized posts there with a sign on it, whatever, hazard, whatever. As long as there's something there, it gives people
All right.
something to turn around, and they're going to give it more room when they go around it. It's hard to see that ditch there.
Yeah.
There needs to be some kind of a warning.
Chief, is that something that you would do, or I can talk to Chris Cotter? I don't have a life, so. Or what's
mean, I
your
can-
thought on it?
I can talk to Chris and find out if that's something they maintain or not. If it is, then we can get something in place, whatever. I'll see what they think is a good remedy for it.
Sure.
So I'll meet with him and get that thing. If it's private property, then we'll have to figure something else out.
Right.
Well, how much room along there does the city claim?
Don't know.
what do you call that, easement, right of way, whatever.
Because that's on the other side of the sidewalk.
It's just on the, are you talking about just on the other side of the sidewalk where just above where the culvert is?
Yeah, where you're coming out of the Wells Fargo parking lot.
Just a little curb right there or something?
Yeah, something that you can see, and especially when there's snow piled up in there. Because it's natural, because that's a pretty sharp angle to try to hit the road there if you're going to go down toward the harbor office. It's almost a 90-degree corner, and the tendency is to fudge to the right to make that corner there. It would save people grief, and it's not going to cost much.
Chief, do you know offhand if any accidents have been reported from this ditch?
None that I know of.
Sandy?
I don't know of any.
Okay.
Maybe if you just have Chris take a look at it,
Yep.
somebody, and just see if there's a
I'll see if there's some
way to put a curb right there.
Yeah, or if the city even has the right to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Stan, you wanted the next thing was the street lighted by 305 South Nordic.
I think it would be 305. It's the old Gubernick place. I don't know who Jackson, Christensen, I think Christensen girl and the Jackson guy that lived there. But it was Bob Gubernick's place.
And is that a flashing light or is that?
No, it's a street light.
Street light.
It was erratic for, probably a month, but it would finally then turn on, and then I was gone off and on for about a month, and I called in a week ago because it was totally black, and it's still black, and they haven't got to it.
Do you
I mean-
have to fill out the form online? They have a form online that you fill out.
I'm not a computer person. I mean, I turned it into the Public Works, that should be enough.
Yeah.
So it would be a power and light issue, not a public works issue, but we
Well,
I can relay.
when you call Public Works, they're supposed to relay it to
Yeah.
Power and Light.
I'll mention it to him.
And I was assured that it would be relayed,
Okay.
and it's been over a week.
Okay.
That's the only light pole along Nordic Drive there right now that's dark, and you really notice the darkness. It goes down to the corner, and it goes, it's pretty well dark past Rose Dunham's place, what had been Rose's place.
Yeah. No, I think that is the best way to go, because the power and light usually jumps on stuff right away.
Yeah, that's
So-
why that online reporting is the best thing to do. Because it puts the correct place and notifies them.
Right. Okay, so Sandy will grab that one. Any communications that anyone's gotten? No? Any other discussion items you'd like to talk about? Okay. So we just have basically if the streetlight's taken care of in the ditch for the use of sirens for the next meeting, would you like anything else on the agenda for the next meeting?
I'd like to talk about the hospital parking lot
Okay.
where staff parks. It is in sore need of some gravel and repair, and I would like it clarified as to who's responsible for that, because technically the hospital is a borough building. So I feel like it would be something to discuss. We've had a very snowy and watery winter, so there are big potholes that need to be filled.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be a Chris thing too.
Yeah. I think that's something, I'll talk with Chris about it and find out, but that's something I'd rather find out before the next meeting. So,
Okay, thank you, sir. What would be, what do you think, in a couple months for the next meeting, or shoot for June, or?
That works. Definitely not before Mayfest, I don't feel.
Right, yeah, okay. Or we could have it downtown during Mayfest at the harbor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, any preference on day of the week or time of the month in June?
No?
We'll either be here or we won't.
pick a rainy day.
Okay, rainy day in June, and I'll put mid to end, just to get us away from
Hopefully we get some of those.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
really.
okay if we don't.
Well, we just need it for power.
You're right.
This needs to rain just right over the lake.
Okay, I've got rainy day in June for next meeting. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Okay.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Another long one.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Sure, why not?